Hey y'all, are y'all here? Is everybody here? Okay. Per usual, I'm not gonna wait till people get on because lives are recorded, and so you can watch this later should you choose to. But I wanted to get on as promised to talk about the Labradorite stone that I've been wearing. I know a few of us have, a few people in the group have purchased the Labradorite from me. Thank you so much for supporting Healing Glow. Thank you very much. But I've been wearing it recently, and so I just wanted to give my take on the Labradorite stone, how it has helped me so tremendously, like so much, over the past few days that I've been wearing it, well, about a week or so that I've been wearing it. And so I'm going to first talk about the traditional properties and what Labradorite is known for. And then I'm going to give you my take on how Labradorite has affected me in the current season that I'm in. Okay, first of all, oh, here it is. First of all, this is the Labradorite stone. So you'll notice that when you turn it, it has this iridescent color, right? So it's mostly like kind of a grayish color. And these are rough stones. So when they're tumbled, you see a lot more of the colors, but these are rough. And so they look kind of grayish until they hit light. And then you can see kind of like a rainbow of colors. What'd you say? Get a me though. I want to see your channels grow. Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Marco. We need to talk about that. But yeah, so you'll notice that it changes, changes a little bit based on like the lighting and whatnot. So interesting fact about Labradorite. There's like a story or a tale or something that goes with it. Some warrior was walking off like on a beach or something like that, and he found a rock and like struck the rock or something, and it released the colors of the aurora. So basically, it said that the colors in the Labradorite are the basically the light from the northern lights, or the aurora borealis. So anyway, that's a fun fact. But nonetheless, okay, so Labradorite. First of all, I got the Labradorite because I wanted to add that to the Healing Glow collection because we were coming into the Uranus retrograde. And so Uranus is a planet of unexpected change. So it's an outer planet. So a lot of times when it goes into retrograde, it will affect the society, kind of as a whole, or like larger units. So it doesn't normally affect you like the Mercury retrograde or like the Venus retrograde or something like that. But it can definitely have an effect on you depending on where like Uranus is transiting or some other things that you've got going on in life, right? So it caught my ass. So we're just gonna start there. Like the unexpected changes thing or whatever, I definitely was affected by that. And so I wanted to get a stone that helped with going through that particular transit or that particular retrograde. Now, what does the Labradorite represent? So Labradorite, took some notes just to make sure I'm giving y'all the right information. So Labradorite is a stone for transformation. It's a stone that directly correlates to Uranus, and it is a stone so known for change. So it helps you get through change and transformative periods, right? It's a stone that you're going to use to help you get over worries. So if you have some irrational worries that you're dealing with and different things like that, the Labradorite is a really, really, really great stone to carry. It helps to ground your spiritual energies. So, naturally, we all need to be a little grounded, right? And even though it correlates with the throat chakra and it's a water element stone, It actually is very grounding for spiritual energy. I like to call it more stabilizing. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Grounding, stabilizing, probably the same thing, but it felt more stabilizing for me, and thank God for that. It's called the Magician Stone. And the reason that it's called the Magician Stones is a lot of trying to log off and finish writing, but I can't. Log off. It's going to be recorded, Kenya. It's going to be recorded, and you're going to be able to come back and view this later. So do your shit and come back, okay? But it's a magician stone, right? And so a lot of healers, light workers, shamans, that sort of thing, they'll wear the Labradorite stone because it helps with improving like psychic abilities and different things like that. So it's a really great stone to have when you're working in those types of environments and you're looking to, provide inspiration or intuition into situations where you're helping people. Now, let's talk about my experience. So before we go into my experience, y'all, I'm doing this flushing thing. This is part of one of the things that's been bothering me. I don't know if y'all see it, but I'm flushing right now. And the thing about it is I'm not nervous or anything. So you would think that this would happen when you get nervous. But I have I had a cancerous tumor many, many years ago in 2009, and I have not kept up on it, right? So I haven't gone back to the doctor to see if it grew back or anything like that because it was removed. And I went a couple times and it wasn't there. Life is great, right? But I've been getting this flushing thing happening, and that is, I don't know if y'all can see it really with the light, but I'm getting really pink and my face is getting really hot. And that's one of the things that is a symptom of this particular pancreatic tumor that I had. It's called a neuroendocrine tumor, and you can, research when you get a chance. But one of the things that is called carcinoid symptom or something, and I'm not claiming that or anything, but the fact that this keeps happening and it doesn't make sense. It's starting to worry me. So that, along with some other shit, I've been just having some very irrational worries that have been sending me kind of off the edge, around my health, around my money, around relationship type situations. So just everything is just just my whole future, what's going on? Where am I? What's happening in life? And I've just been really, really worried about shit that I should not be worried about. I just shouldn't be worried about this stuff. And so I started having panic attacks. I started having full-fledged panic attacks. And I'm not saying I just was a little anxious. I'm talking about couldn't breathe, panic attacks, right? Breakdowns, full meltdowns. I was doing irrational things. I was, calling my sisters and my best friends, and I'm just I don't know what's going on. I can't, I'm sorry, I didn't even see y'all was on here talking. I'm sorry, I gotta make sure I'm scrolling. But I'm man, I was literally having a meltdown, and I'm going through this meltdown, and it's I'm outside of myself, and I'm saying to myself, you know what, Miki, this is not like you. This is not what you do, because the meltdown was taking me to a place where not only was I being very anxious, but I was to a place where I felt giving up, not even trying. And I'm come on, this is not like you. You don't give up on shit. This has never been your thing. And so I could not bring myself back to where I needed to be. And so I know I posted in the group that I had this, that I've been wearing my tourmaline. Y'all see my ring here, and I've been, having this piece. This piece, don't get me wrong, this tourmaline, very grounding, and it's like Xanax. I took it, and it was able to, bring me back down from an actual panic attack. Thank the gods for it. But I still, once I got grounded and I still was able to, come back, I still kind of didn't know, okay, what next? I still had these things lingering in my mind, and I'm on WebMD, and I'm diagnosing myself with all type of just whatever, like, you know, do I have cancer? Like what? And so it's been really, really like worrying the fuck out of me. Okay. And so I needed to just try to get myself back in order. So what I did was I took off my other stones. So where am I stone at? Okay. So y'all know, oh man, I got them all tangled. Sorry. Oh, they're all like wrapped into one another. So we'll just have to deal with that, okay? But so this is my pyrite. So y'all know earlier this year I've been wearing my pyrite quite a bit. I have my pyrite and I have been wearing my tiger's eye. The reason for that is my money had been really, really funny. So I was trying to manifest and bring some money back into my life. But pyrite is an abundance stone, right? It's an abundance stone. And not only was I wearing the pyrite, but I was also wearing a clear quartz with it. So I was wearing pyrite, clear quartz, and tiger's eye. And mind you, like, you know, my deals and things, I got a big deal that I'm working on at work. And so that started to move, you know, thank the gods. However, it started to create an abundance of everything that I was thinking about, right? So like where your mind goes, where your focus goes, that's where your manifest energy goes, your creative energy goes. And so it started to also increase and amplify the worries that I had. So it gave me an abundance of worries along with everything else that it was bringing. And so I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna take everything off. I literally took off, I mean, I was just pulling off all kind of like jewels. I'm over here looking like a goddamn Christmas tree, but I had to take everything off. And when I took everything off, like the panic attacks really, really started to come. And like, I think I had a panic attack at work where I had to pop my last Xanax. Oh my God, it's my last one. Because I was actually having like a full-fledged panic attack. And so, I'm like, man, I got to figure this out. Like, this is not like me. I'm not, you know, I got to the place where I was like, I was almost okay with being defeated. And I'm like, that's never going to be the case. You know, why am I to the place where I want to give up? Okay, I'm starting to ramble, but y'all get the point. So I went through like a really, really rough time. I will say that earlier this year, y'all might know that I started to see the caterpillar spirit animal show up to me quite a bit. I knew I was going to go through a period of transformation, but I've been in transformative periods before and transformative seasons before, and it was never like this. So I feel like the universe was sending me the caterpillar, because when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, they literally melt all the way down into like mush. Like everything that they are is no longer. And I feel like that's kind of where I've been. So I needed something to be able to pull me out. And so I grabbed the Labradorite. Now, mind you, when I had the Labradorite and I wrapped them and I was sending them off to you all, I was not wearing it. I just thought they were like cute or whatever, but I wasn't actually wearing it. One night I decided to meditate with it, and it was like the best thing that I could have done. So let me tell you what happened when I meditated with the Labradorite. First of all, it was stabilizing. Okay, not only was it grounding, but it helped to stabilize my energy. Yes, tiger's eye is very heavy. But yes, it stabilized my energy. So where I was feeling kind of like scattered, and where I was feeling like I went too far, let me see, y'all see me? Okay, so I'm to the right, but too far left, because it looked like the left on there. So when I felt like I was going too far left, it was able to bring me back to center. Okay. It was so calming. So I meditated with this stone. And remember I told y'all, or I put in the group, that when I meditate, I'll write down like thoughts and things that come to my mind. I was writing down everything that was coming to my mind, but it was really helping me to actually like release the information or the thoughts that were coming to my mind. But not only was that happening, but I was starting to see like flashes. I know y'all gonna be like, oh my gosh, Shamika's a witch, woo woo. But I really was. I was seeing like flashes of visions before me as I was, as I was meditating. And then eventually, when everything released, as I went to sleep, that was the most peaceful sleep that I think I've had in such a long time. When I closed my eyes, I felt like I was in the void, which I never go there. My mind is always, always, always like going. And when after I meditated with this Labradorite, like I literally was at peace. Like I saw nothing but black on my eyeballs. Does anybody know anything about numerology? Yes, definitely see numbers a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4 means you're on the right track. We can talk about that a little bit more, but 1234 is just a number to let you know that you're headed in the right direction and you're progressing whatever it is that you're doing. So yes, so the meditation was, it's a great stone to meditate with. Okay, it's also not only was I getting visions, but I would have words pop into my mind, just random words pop into my mind that didn't really make sense until later. So I wrote them down, right? That's that. The messages that I started to get. So very much so like the amethyst, right? Very much so like the amethyst. The Labradorite is a higher vibration stone. And so it can bring messages from the other side or spiritual messages to you. But what's very different about the messages that I got while wearing the Labradorite were versus the messages that I get when I'm wearing an amethyst. The amethyst, I kind of get messages that just, they apply to just regular everyday life, or it's something that I might use like later on in life or whatnot, whatever. It's not really relevant for today. The messages that I've been getting while wearing the Labradorite have been definitely related to the challenges that I'm going through today. I was kind of at a place where I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? Who do I talk to? Where do I go? And you go online and it's so much information. It's like, what type of approach do I want to take? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just kind of all over the place and you don't know what to do. The Labradorite helped to kind of quiet the noise and help me to hone in on the information that was beneficial to me. And so I appreciate it for that. It definitely helped to quiet the noise. Now, the irrational worry that I had completely dissipated. Now, again, I'm also wearing it with black tourmaline. So I think that the combination is helpful. And I'm also wearing my carnelian with it, and I'll tell you about why in a minute. But the black tourmaline, I think, is definitely helpful, but I'm still worrying when I was just dealing with only the black tourmaline. The Labradorite actually helped to dissipate and just, make the worries kind of go away and make me realize that they were not real and that I was being irrational. And then I was able to process it as such. The fear of failure that I had, like I got to a place where I was just like, I don't even want to try, blah, blah, blah. And man, like you would think, I feel like I've been through worse situations. I just never had them all happen at the same time like they've been happening recently. And I got to the place where I just was like, man, fuck it. I'll just give up on all this shit. I don't need none of this shit. Like y'all saw, I shut the group down. I'm doing all kind of shit or whatever. And it's just like, man, like what's up? And so it really did help me to kind of get over that irrational fear of failure that I have. Most peaceful sleep. Let me see. What else do I have on here? Oh my God, messages from the grave. So Labradorite is known for connecting you to the other side. So a lot of people will use this when trying to like contact people on the other side or whatever in rituals and things like that. I definitely wasn't trying to connect with anybody on the other side, or like I wasn't trying to connect with my grandfather that came to me in my dream. But I did kind of get to the place where I wanted to connect with my ancestors a little bit more. And I had a dream of my grandfather. Mind you, I've never dreamed of him ever in life. And I'm 37 years old. He passed away, I think I might have been 8 or something like that. And so I never dreamed of him before. And the night, I want to say it was the night that I meditated with it, I'm not sure, but I've been keeping it very, very close to me as I sleep. But I dreamed of my grandfather, And when I told my mom and I told my aunt what he said to me in the dream, both of them said, that's him. Now, mind you, I didn't know my grandfather that well. The message that he said to me resonated with my mom and my aunt. And so, I definitely know that it was a real encounter. I could tell that, it was a real encounter. I have those sometimes. So, I guess if you have people that you're trying to connect with on the other side, try this crystal. Like, I think it was awesome for that. The night that I meditated with it, I woke up like super alert during I like to call it, hey y'all, hey Yana, hey Nana, hey John, Lorenzo, Kenya, hey everybody. Okay, but some people call it the witching hour. I like to call it the hour of our higher self, the higher self hour, because that's really who you're interacting with at that time. You're most open and you're able to receive the most, the veil is they call it, the veil is thinnest at that time. So you're able to get messages from your higher self or from your divine energies better. And so I woke up, I want to say it was about 3:30, maybe somewhere in there. And I just had like all this focus where I haven't had before. And I was able to actually sit down and clearly focus on and set my intentions, which I had not had in such a long time. And just like you said, Netta, it was clarity, stability and clarity at that hour after meditating with the stone. Y'all have to meditate with some Labradorite and just tell me how it goes. Like, you have to, because I just need to know if I'm tripping or not. I don't think I'm tripping. Last two things, it restored my fight. It definitely restored my fight. I feel like not only did it help to clear up the fear of failure that I had, but it also gave me more perseverance to actually try and push through some of these challenges that I'm going through. And then, again, it helped me sort through some information that I had. So to kind of go in on that a little bit, it helped. So Labradorite is it's a water energy. So it corresponds with water. It's a Scorpio, corresponds with Scorpio. It also corresponds with the sign of Gemini, which I'm a Gemini rising. But it's a water stone. So if you look at it, like, it almost reminds me of like Lake Michigan. For those of you who live in Chicago, or by any lake, I guess, it reminds me kind of Lake Michigan, if you ever just like look at Lake Michigan. And it made me realize that, like, my most powerful manifestations have been surrounding water. And I got some other, information regarding water here recently. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it made me realize that most of my most powerful manifestations came through ritual that I included water with. And so that sent me down a rabbit hole that just like revealed so much to me. So much. So anyway, I'm not going to spend too much more time talking about the Labradorite. Hopefully this inspired somebody. And for those of you who are already wearing Labradorite, I would love to hear or, see you comment below on what your experience has been like since you've gotten the Labradorite. I don't know if Marwan is still on here. Capricia, I know you have the Labradorite. I think Tanya got one. I would love to hear like how it's affected you all, and if it's helped to stabilize any transformative energy that you've experienced recently as well. Other than that, I'm going to end this live. But if you all have like some questions, or if you would like to order a Labradorite pendant, definitely let me know. Right now, I have them in this jar. I don't know if y'all can see like the color, iridescent colors, but I have it in this jar because I feel like, it's really weird, but when I put it in the water and then I take them out to wrap them, I can almost hear the frequency that they're on, like this high-pitched noise as I'm working with it. I'm very sensitive to the energies of stones. So I I feel like water, because it's a water, you know, and this isn't moon charged water, but you know what, water is powerful just because it's water. And so I feel like with it being in water and it being in this element that it's really been like charging it. So I'm gonna try that out and see what happens. But anyway, if y'all want to order some Labradorite, or if you want to know anything about some of the other stones that I have, definitely let me know. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Y'all know I love y'all so much. Yes. Okay. Anyway. All right. Y'all have a good rest of the evening. I love you, Glow Group. And before I go, for those of you that I reached out to you for the cohort, I'm going to be emailing you. Hopefully by the end of the night, I'll get an email out to you all about a meeting that I want to do, just to talk about what it is that we'll be going through for the actual cohort. So be looking for that. Other than that, I'm going to let y'all go. I promise. Now I'm actually going to click in live. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all. Bye.